Yep. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about study tips. I've got exams in 2 weeks and I thought it'd be a great idea to share with you guys what I have been doing to help me study and keep everything organized. Having a schedule. I think it's really important to have a schedule because then you have an overview of everything you need to do and when to do it. Just writing a little point on every day with what you need to focus on is a really great way to help you remember and motivate yourself to get things done. Another really important tip is to be in a good environment. I suggest a clean area, open space that's really quiet, and preferably an area where you can not only be comfortable but concentrate. It's really important you're sitting on a good chair with a lot of space on your desk to have your computer and your notes and your pens and pencils and everything like that. Another really important tip is once you've found your area and you know that, okay, today I'm gonna have a study day, then I think it's really important to get some water and some snacks and everything you need so you don't need to constantly stand up and go get things all the time, so that you can stay and sit down and concentrate for the period of time you need to study for. There's a lot of different methods people say for how long you should study for and then how long your break should be. And I personally don't know which one is the best, but what I've been doing is setting a 30-minute timer. So I work for about 30 minutes solid, no breaks, no checking Facebook or Snapchat or anything like that, and just focus on working. And then after those 30 minutes is done, you can hold a 5 to 10 minute break. That's what I do, but I know there's plenty of other methods. So I guess just try and see how long it takes you before you start losing focus or getting bored or tired or anything like that. And then you can just make the time suit you. But another important thing I think is having to-do lists. It's just an overview of everything you have to do. So write down in details what it is you need to get done. And then it's a really relieving feeling when you check that off. Then there's one thing less to do on the list. Another really important tip, I think, is to have your goal in view. What is it you're trying to complete? I think it's important to know what it is you're trying to do so you have that motivation and focus to get everything done. For example, my goal is to be as organized and prepared for my exams as possible so I can go in feeling confident. So in order to do that, I need to have really good and structured notes on all of my subjects. If I get asked any question, I am ready and I know it and I have it somewhere in my notes. I also think it's a good idea to either study alone in a room or study with someone else who is studying, because that way you can really focus and motivate each other and just make it a little easier for each other instead of stressing out by yourself saying, oh, I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. If you have another person to help motivate you, things will go a little easier. But of course, that is a personal preference. Some people would much rather study alone, whereas some people would rather study with someone else. That is entirely up to you. Relaxing music can also be good, but once again, that is another personal preference. As much as I love music, it is a little bit distracting when you know all the words to the songs or you really, really enjoy that song. So I suggest having really calm music without lyrics because it's just like soothing for your mind and will keep you relaxed while you're studying. Having cue cards. Just cut out a piece of paper and then you just write down some dot points, or you write the question on one side and the answer on the other side, and then you just test yourself over and over again until you remember it. A huge tip that I think is really important is to focus on one thing at a time. When I first found out which exams I was going up in, I freaked out. I thought that is so many subjects, it's such a broad topic on all of them and blah blah blah. But then I realized, hey, I need to do one thing at a time. So I'll dedicate one or a few days to just maths until I finish it all. And then I can go on to biology and then chemistry and so on and so on. Because if you do so many subjects at once, you'll just stress out and get confused, and yeah, it's just not a good idea. You will also feel much better once you can tick an entire subject off your to-do list and not have to worry about that until the day before or the day of the exam. Another huge tip is to do practice tests. ask your teacher for some old exam papers or tests and then just go through them and try your very best, because you'll find that the tests and old exam papers are quite similar, and if you're getting a lot of those questions wrong, then you know you need to learn on blah blah blah, like whatever it is. Be organized. I can't stress this enough. It is so easy to make things seem so much worse and more stressful than it really is. If you're really organized and have written everything down that you need to do and have your days structured, it will be so much easier to keep track of it all. So I really suggest being organized. And finally, this is a little strange to some people probably, but drinking enough water and eating the right foods every day really can help you with your concentration and your general stress levels. You need to drink a lot of water to keep yourself hydrated. It will clear your mind and you'll be able to concentrate way more.